Every few years, a city wins the right to host the Olympic Games, and almost every time, it is making one of the worst financial bets in the modern world. Because here is the number that defines the Olympics. On average, the final cost comes in around 172% over budget, nearly triple the original estimate. And it is not an occasional slip-up. Since 1960, every single Olympics has gone over budget. Let that sink in. According to the Oxford Olympic study, the most thorough analysis ever done, every Games for over 60 years has busted its budget. Not most. Every one. In fact, the Olympics are the only type of mega project, bigger than dams, tunnels, or power plants, that has never, not once, come in on budget. On average, the final bill is about 3 times what the city first promised. So out of every Olympics since 1960, how many actually hit their budget? 0. None. A perfect, unbroken streak of going over. No other category of giant project on Earth has a record quite this consistent. And that consistency is exactly what should worry any city thinking of bidding. And some blowouts are almost cartoonish. Montreal 1976 overran its budget by 720%. Rio 2016 by 352. Lake Placid, Sochi, and Barcelona all blew past 260%. Even Tokyo, in our modern, cost-conscious era, ran 128% over. The blowout is not a bug. It is the system working exactly as it always does. Why does it always happen? 3 reasons. First, the bid itself is a lowball fantasy, a number chosen to win the vote, not to reflect reality. Second, the opening date can never move, so when problems hit, costs are the only thing that can give. And third, contractors know the city is trapped. The show must go on, so there is no walking away and no real bargaining. Overruns are not bad luck. They are built in. And the absolute numbers are staggering. The Sochi 2014 Winter Games cost around $21.9 billion, the most expensive Winter Olympics in history. And that is only the sports-related spending. Add the roads, rail, and infrastructure, and the real figure climbs far higher. All of it for about 2 weeks of competition. These are not small numbers. London 2012, the most expensive Summer Games, came in around $15 billion. And these are not outliers. The average Summer Olympics now costs about $5.2 billion, and the average Winter Games about $3.1. For most cities that host, that is the single largest public project they will ever attempt. Then comes the cruelest part. After the party, the venues rot. Rio 2016 ran 352% over budget, and within a year, many of its gleaming new venues were abandoned. Olympic pools turned green. Arenas sat empty and crumbling. A city spent billions on stadiums it had no use for the moment the flame went out. And the debt outlives the medals by decades. Athens, in 2004, spent roughly $16 billion, a price tag many blame for helping push Greece toward its debt crisis. Across the city, Olympic venues were simply abandoned, left to crumble in the sun. The athletes go home, the cameras leave, but the empty stadiums and the bills stay behind for a generation. The most famous example is Montreal. Its 1976 Games left a debt so large that it took the city 30 years to pay it off. The final payment came in 2006. Locals had a bitter nickname for the unfinished, over-budget stadium, the Big O. An entire generation paid for 2 weeks of sport their parents barely remembered. But surely the economic boost makes up for it? That is the promise every host city is sold. The trouble is, the data rarely backs it up. The flood of tourists tends not to arrive. The jobs are mostly temporary, gone within a year. And when economists go looking for a lasting boost to the local economy, they usually struggle to find one. The party is real. The payoff mostly is not. Eventually, cities noticed, and they started saying no. For the 2022 Winter Olympics, for wealthy democracies, Oslo, Stockholm, Krakow, and Lviv looked at the bill and pulled out of the race. That left just 2 cities still willing to host, Beijing and Almaty in Kazakhstan. The world's biggest sporting event could barely find a taker. And it kept happening. Boston pulled its bid for the 2024 Games amid public backlash. Hamburg's own citizens voted it down in a referendum. Rome and Budapest dropped out too, spooked by the cost. Over and over, The moment voters got a real say, the answer was the same: not with our money. It got so bad that the International Olympic Committee effectively panicked. By 2017, for the 2024 Games, only two credible cities were left standing: Paris and Los Angeles. So rather than risk losing one of them, the committee did something almost unheard of. It awarded two Olympics at the same time. Paris got 2024, LA got 2028, handed out together just to be safe. Strip it down, and the reasons cities walked away are simple. The cost is enormous and almost always overruns. The risk is debt and abandoned venues that haunt a city for decades. And the payoff is a brief, glorious party, followed, inevitably, by the bill. For more and more cities, that trade simply stopped making sense. But there is one way to actually win this game, and one city proved it. Los Angeles, in 1984, turned a profit of around $215 million. In an era of guaranteed losses, LA made money. It remains the great exception, the one modern Olympics that came out ahead. And how it did it is the entire lesson. LA's secret was almost embarrassingly simple. It was the only city that even bid, so it could dictate the terms to the committee instead of begging. And crucially, it refused to build. It used stadiums and arenas the city already had, rather than promising shiny new ones. No megaprojects, no fantasy facilities, just existing concrete and discipline. That lesson is finally sinking in. Paris 2024 cost the French public around 6.6 billion euros, roughly $7.7 billion, and national auditors called that figure contained. Instead of building a new city, Paris leaned heavily on venues it already had, and temporary ones it could take back down. Restraint, for once, was the strategy. And Los Angeles is taking that idea even further. Its 2028 budget is around $7.1 billion, privately funded, and it plans to build 0 new permanent venues. None. The entire model is to reuse what already exists and build nothing you will have to abandon. It is the closest thing the Olympics have to a cure. But the pull of the spectacle is strong, and the pattern is brutally hard to break. The average game still runs around 172% over budget, a streak that has held for more than 60 years. The math is clear. Reuse your venues, and the Olympics can just about work. Start building the dream, and the money pit opens up all over again. So here is the Olympics, in one honest frame. Every games busts its budget. The promised economic boost is small, while the debt is long. And the whole disaster is fixable, but only if a city is willing to refuse the dream and build almost nothing. The flame is beautiful. The financing is a warning. This was a story about budgets and incentives, not the sport itself. If it changed how you see the games, subscribe. A new data story every day.